Several of you mentioned work very hard to be the only one on the ballot, right? Today we have a special treat. Those of you that have followed our focus group closely and have been active participants in feeding information to us about some of the things that we should look forward to be involved with projects and the like. You've heard a lot of discussion, actually over the last couple of years, about Chris and Dale's efforts and their committee to work on the extension of the CSI Trail north of the CSI campus. And that continues. However, it's a little bit more involved with some government entities and some other bureaucracies, shall I say, easy for me to say, that have extended the timetable on us being able to do that project. But sometimes things happen for a reason, and we have an opportunity here, which Terry McCurdy is going to tell us about, to get involved with the new downtown fountain, to be the lead sponsor on that project, to get our name on that project. We're going to have to work extra hard at raising some additional funds. We've made some commitments for next year's Death by Chocolate, to actually commit half of those funds towards this project, pending membership approval, and similar with our Ice Cream Fun Day. But we're going to have to do more to be able to raise funds to make this project a success. But it's a significant opportunity, very much like Centennial Park. A lot of you that are new to the club have heard us talk about Centennial Park, and it seems like it's old news. It's significant news, but it might be a little bit old. But this is an opportunity to really get excited and to get us involved in a major new project that'll give us great visibility further in our community. So Mr. McCurdy has been a past president of our club, for those of you that don't know, and is currently the chairman of the Twin Falls Foundation, which leads the charge in this project for our city. So with that, Terry McCurdy.
I haven't done this for a long time, so those that were here years ago. I just wanted to mention one thing. Danny, it's so exciting to have somebody my size in the club. And I do have a question for Mary. Whatever happened to my step stool?
I don't know. We had it all covered. It was so pretty.
It was.
Anyway, sorry.
I am excited to be here today, excited to talk to you about the Main Avenue Plaza and Splash Park that has started to evolve. I do want to mention, as the president of the Twin Falls Community Foundation, I'm pressing this issue the very best that I can, and we're excited about the opportunities that this is going to provide to us. The foundation, the Twin Falls Community Foundation, started in about 2007, and the real goal is to make Twin Falls a better place. And I think that's almost identical to what our focus group's been saying, and what the mission statement of Rotary is. A couple of years ago, the idea came forth that we would try to improve downtown somewhat and upgrade where the existing fountain is now, and put a plaza and a splash park that can hold more people and be more conducive to small venues and allowing children to have a place to enjoy downtown. And so that whole idea came as an idea to us, and we've kind of run with it. The time is now for us, not as a foundation to raise the money, but to find a sponsor to head this up. And as I looked through the entire world at the most famous and the best service clubs in the world, I only had one that I could come to, and that's the Twin Falls Rotary Club. And so I'm excited to do that. Kevin worked with me this week in developing a short video that I'd like to show right now. And I just want to tell this club, we have a fine asset in Kevin Bradshaw. He can do anything. So if you're ready to show that video, Kevin, we're ready.
You know, back in about 2008 when I was mayor, and I started looking at downtown, some of the projects that we should be considering, I looked at the old fountain and thought, you know, kids are climbing all over it, but that isn't what it was intended for. And so if we could change the way that plaza looks and make it more user-friendly for concerts and for kids, it would be a good thing. So I came up with the idea of maybe we should replace the fountain. I said put in a splash fountain type thing for the kids to play with, and set seating up so that it's better for the Twin Falls Tonight concerts. And I thought that was important because that was a new thing for downtown. I didn't study other areas, but I had seen some of the splash fountains. I saw the one up in the Grove in Boise, and a short time before that we were down in Epcot Center, and there was a big area down there, and I thought, well, this is kind of neat that you can do this kind of thing with fountains. So.
Evan!
Yeah, we have the Twin Falls Tonight concerts, but it's not a very good seating area. And with the new design, it'll be much more user-friendly for concerts. And every little bit helps. And if we can have a little bit more fun for parents downtown, for their kids in the splash park, you know, that's just another reason to go downtown to shop.
Well, I believe this would be a great addition to downtown, to kind of really brighten up this area. As you know, the old lava rock was done in the early 70s when it was built, so it's been there quite a while. And this area where the existing fountain is would be completely demolished, and this would be kind of a nice seating arrangement for those Wednesday night concerts or the parades coming downtown, and also provide seating for back over this way. These are the cell cloths type of shades. You can do different colors, so it's really will brighten up this area. And this is really the part of the main part is going to completely redone. Large area here for gatherings, any type of gatherings, or even small concerts here. This is the one that the little kids really will enjoy. This is a really small splash pad here. We'll probably have it on different times, different days, and people would know the schedule and they can take their kids down and have a good time. What the city's involvement will be is we have proposed money in the budget. This will be a restroom. And if you've ever been over by Drury Park, right across from Pipeco on Washington, that bathroom is similar to this. This will have just 2 unisex bathrooms over here. I can't remember if one's going to be male, one's going to be female, or they'll both be unisex bathrooms, but it'd be the same type of bathrooms we have at Drury Park. And just really some nice landscaping. These planter areas here, what's unique about that, the raised bed over here, the concrete edge will be other places where people can sit. If you've ever been down to one of the Wednesday night concerts, you know how crowded it is, and then there's not a lot of places for people to sit down. So that's why we kind of was designed this way, for a lot of additional seating, for events just for here or along Main Street. So this will really I really believe that it will kind of really brighten up. It would be really colorful with the different flowers and stuff, and it just really will kind of give hopefully downtown a shot in the arm.
I think Kevin did a great job with that, and I appreciate that. I thought I'd just go through a couple of the items on this so that you can see what this really is. The layout of this is also on a larger plaque up here, or whatever it is. Anyway, you can see it in a larger format up here. If you want to go to the next thing, Kevin, you can kind of see what's going to happen in there, and a side view of that. And you can notice that we've got the artist renderings on this plaza. We want to make this a focal point where people can come, gather, sit, have small venues, and have an opportunity for children to come down and enjoy that park downtown. So you want to show the rest of those, Kevin? Now, one thing I will tell you, I put on each one of the tables a estimate of cost. If you pull this out, you can take a look at it real quickly. If anyone wants to go through this in detail, you can. But I will mention that the restroom facility itself was bid in at $58,000. The total was $376,205.75. The city has agreed to pay that $58,000. So I just put a little financial accounting here. If we take the 376 less the city's commitment for the bathroom, the urban renewal each year sets money aside, and if we hit certain conditions, we should be able to get about $50,000 from urban renewal. I have gone to Chobani and received a commitment from them if we can raise these funds that they'll put in $50,000. And then we currently have from the Mary Inman Fund about $56,000 or $57,000. What that leaves us to raise as a club is $161,425.75. Now, if anybody wants to step up and just write a check for that, we'd be happy to accept it, but I think it'd probably be more appropriate if the club worked together, as it has on every other project that we've ever had, in working together on trying to raise the funds. One of the ideas that we have put forth to the board is during the centennial, we sold bricks, and those bricks were installed out around the I.B. Perrine statue there by the visitor center. And we have that same opportunity now. If the club wanted to do that, we could sell bricks and raise $30,000 or $40,000 that way by selling bricks. And then the balance of this, we're just going to need to raise funds and have projects and find sponsors and do what we need to do to raise the funds, the balance of this $161,000 to make this a reality. Now, I didn't want to take a lot of time today. I wanted to present the basic facts, tell you what we've done thus far, what we're asking, and I hope that there are questions today that I might be able to open this up and answer any questions that you might have about this project. So, Jack.
Terry, it appears on the artist rendition that, never mind, Vince answered the question.
Did I answer that okay?
Yeah, you did. You know, this, I wouldn't have taken up the time to do this if you put north, south, east, and west on this. I thought you were vacating the street.
No, do you actually know where this is? If you know where the fountain is presently, it's between the Otto Youth Ranch and Claude Brown's, and it would be in that area. It's right where it would be, all the way out to the street. So,
Jerry, what would be the anticipated construction start date?
well, we do have funds available right now that we could start, but what we're really anticipating doing is beginning a fundraising project and hopefully raise the funds between now and the fall of the year. And if that's the case, we can probably get some demolition done in the fall of the year this year and start construction next year and have it done probably by midsummer. If we could do that. Steve?
Who owns the land? Is it city land?
It is. My understanding is that...
Doug knows, he's in the city.
Doug knows? It's city property, is it not? That wasn't a thoroughfare or whatever, so I think the city owns that. Yeah.
Terry, during the focus group, you talked about the brick selling and how that works. Can you just talk a little bit about that?
Sure. An idea that we came up with during the centennial, we sold bricks, and I'm assuming most of you know how we did that. We actually sold bricks for either $50 or $55, depending on how long your name was. One line was $50 and the two lines was $55. We purchased those bricks for $18 a piece, engraved, delivered here to Twin Falls. We can do that same thing again, and during the centennial, we sold a little over 1,000 bricks. And so we'd have an opportunity to do that again, and we have a list right now of people that would like to buy bricks, and they could put them either downtown or they could put them out at the visitor center as well. So,
Terry, the main mistake that we made at the Centennial was the $55.
Should have,
Should have sold them for 100.
we could.
And I think I just don't think that's too much to pay for that.
I don't either.
That would do it.
It really is a donation. But I can tell you, people that purchase those bricks, they mean a lot. When my kids come home to visit, almost every time they want to go down to that statue and find their brick. They lose it every time. I can't remember where it is. But they always want to go there and find their name on that brick. We bought those for our children for Christmas that year, and it was a great thing.
Another thing, you got 3 naming opportunities there with
Yes.
Giovanni, us, and Mary Hinman.
Yep.
How would that work?
Well, we do Rotary like this. I'm just kidding. I don't know the answer to that question, but we would have, and we'll probably have other sponsors besides those 3. And I think there would be a way of honoring those people that did make that commitment. Steve? Scott, go ahead. Doc?
Have you contacted the other service clubs to see if they would be willing to participate?
No, I haven't. They are aware that we are doing this, but I wanted to give Rotary the first chance. And I do think that there is some interest in the other service clubs. When we got final approval from the city during a city council meeting about 2 months ago, another service club, and their name will not come up here, were interested in doing that, and I said, you'll get your chance, but right after I get to go to the best service club in the world. So, in answer to your question, no, I haven't, but that's a great opportunity, and really, it'd be up to the club on how they did that.
Gary, what about the other Rotary clubs, so it's a Rotary function that way?
You bet, we'd want them involved totally, but I came here first. So, that would be a great opportunity.
Has the council signed off on this as part of the long-range strategic plan for the downtown area? Is this the best location for this, or are other locations?
We've actually been working on this.
Council have that?
Yeah, we've worked on this with the council for about 18 months, and they have approved this, and it is in their long-term plan. Once this is finished, it would be turned over to the city. Now, well, Tony.
My question is this essentially a summer use facility, or is there any, will it attend any other months of the year?
Well, it would be available all year long. However, just basically during the months where weather is appropriate, it would be used. For example, the overhang or the covers would probably go up in probably March and come down in late October, something like that. But people could use it if they wanted. The fountain or the splash park would not be turned on during those winter months. I will mention one thing. In doing all of our research on this, these splash parks tend to be somewhat pricey on maintenance. However, we did find a new way of doing this, a new system that would require no employees to be there. And there's no waste, and they wouldn't have to recirculate the water. And so it's very efficient. And that's one reason that the city council was interested in this program. So, yeah.
What's your total square footage of the
I don't know, it's about I don't know the answer to that question.
Well, the reason I raise that question is that area too small for what the city's going to be in 25, 30 years?
It could be.
Because that's a confined space down there.
It is.
I mean, you're walled in by 2 buildings, you got the street.
Street in the front and the parking lot in the back. Yeah.
Yeah, and so, the question about other locations, maybe that ought to be considered.
All I know is at this point, we've worked through this. The city wanted this. They were the ones that were interested, and they gave approval on this one. So we could open that back up for ideas if we wanted to have a larger space. So, Commissioner.
Is this first come, first served use, reservable, fee charged? How does that work?
That'd be up to the city once they get it. I think it would probably be an open situation. However, there will be times that there may be a small venue, a concert, or a subtype of a dance recital or something else, and they'd have to reserve it just like they would a park now. So, but that'd be up to the city. Augie.
I commend you on this idea of downtown. What I'm about to say may not be appropriate at this time, but I think that the idea of this ball out on the canyon rim is atrocious. Arizona has Grand Canyon, Southern Idaho has a Snake River Canyon, and the first thing you see when you come off the bridge with that darn thing is a whole back end of a whole bunch of stuff. And I don't think that's appropriate at all. I think you ought to leave the canyon as open as they can because it's a tourist attraction for the whole damn state.
With that, are there any other questions? If not,
Was the city park
not by the city, no, it was not.
I mean, that area downtown Twin Falls is pretty dormant.
That's one of the reasons they came with that idea, so they could kind of turn that around. But yeah, I think that's still open, and I think there's opportunities if we wanted to put that somewhere else. Steve?
Terry, is there an estimate from the city as to the maintenance cost going forward?
Very minimal, because they don't need many employees. They'd probably check on it once a day, twice a day. But with the new system that we put in on the splash park is very minimal. And they would be taking care of the landscaping and any snow removal or anything that they'd have at that site. But it's very minimal compared to the other projects that they've had. So. Okay, I'll be around for a while, and I'll be happy to take any ideas. And I appreciate the suggestions that have come up, and any questions that you'd have, I'd be more than happy to see if I can answer those for you. But we appreciate the opportunity of coming and appreciate your support. Thank you.
This is about the third time that the board, at least, has heard Terry's presentation. So there's been a lot of discussion about this project and the potential of this for the community and also for our club. In a perfect world, our intent today was to get some feedback from you and to get some ideas of your support and what your thoughts are about the opportunity for us. In a perfect world, we were going to take a vote today to see what your interest level was in this. Kent?
Let's do it.
Let's do it, okay. It sounds like there's a little bit of uncertainty about possibly location. That sounds like a city call as much as anything else. The impression that I've gotten so far is they're pretty bought into this site, but haven't closed the door entirely. So I guess if we looked at this as a concept, and I hate to assume anything, somebody once said that that's the lowest form of knowledge. But if we were to assume that this is a project that the city is going to do regardless of location, I'd like to get some feedback from the membership as to whether we would support this project as a focus project, large project for our club. So, would someone like to make a motion that we would take a vote on this? Stephen?
I'd like to make a motion that we hold a vote on this. I think we don't have enough information. We need some more detail as to size, implications of urban renewal, city direction, and even location. So I'd make a motion that we delay this until we have more information.
Second that.
Sounds like you've had some experience with these kinds of things, Stephen. Did I hear a second?
I second.
Second? Any more discussion?
That doesn't mean this damn thing is dead.
Does not mean it's dead. Absolutely not.
I mean, we can think this thing through for the next 10 years, but let's keep this thing going. If that's what people think that they want to wait, why, that's fine. But for God's sake, don't let it just die. That's either do it or don't.
Yeah, this is not a vote on whether or not we're going to do this project. This is really to test your interest level as to whether or not all the final details put together on this project, if this is the type of project that we would want to do. So, Leon.
I'll make a substitute motion that we indicate by vote of the club whether or not we support the concept and to move ahead with the planning.
I'd second that.
Any more discussion on that? All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passed. Thank you, Leon. Okay, good. Terry, thank you very much. We appreciate it. We'll continue to work on this. Keep everybody posted.